You are Spike O'Hara, a senior high school student at Cool School High. It's Halloween, and the captain of the cheerleading squad, Samantha Pom-Pom, has been kidnapped, and a mysterious glowing skull has transformed Cool School into Ghoul School. Ghoul School is a single-player action game with a heavy focus on exploration. You can press the B button to attack with your weapon and the A button to jump. You can also hide in lockers by pressing up, which isn't as useful as it sounds since the monsters will simply patrol around outside the locker until you exit. Cool School High is enormous and has over 200 rooms to explore, so it'll take some time before you figure out which way to go. Since exploration is the name of the game, Spike needs to find some items to gain access to some areas of the school, like the spring shoes that allow Spike to jump higher, or the suction cup shoes that can be used to stick to the ceiling. Most of the hallways and rooms all look the same, so it can be confusing figuring out where to go. Honestly, the exploration aspect of Ghoul School is the game's most promising feature, but it just kind of falls flat as there are so many dead ends or rooms that contain absolutely nothing. Spike is a pretty resourceful dude and can utilize some unusual weapons along the way, like a towel which you can use to snap the ghouls, or the strangely effective sandwich that can be lobbed from afar. You can't duck in Ghoul School, which means the smaller enemies can't be hit with most weapons, like these super annoying tiny eyeball monsters. You can equip different items and weapons by pressing the start button to access the inventory screen. Spike will have to use these unconventional weapons to fight his way through giant eyeball monsters, tiny eyeball monsters, green dudes that throw their limbs, green dudes that throw their heads, monkeys throwing wrenches, and all sorts of bizarre beings on his quest to save Samantha. While some of these monsters are kind of creative, most of them are reused and have only the most basic behavior, just repeating the same patterns over and over, making the majority of them a joke to defeat. This results in the enemies becoming a boring chore and nothing more than a nagging interruption as you attempt to explore Cool School High. There are a few bosses to fight in Ghoul School, but I hesitate to even call them that as they're dead simple to defeat. There's nothing that really differentiates them from the other enemies in the game aside from their sprites, so it's like, what's the point? There's no satisfaction in defeating them as there's no challenge to overcome. The final boss, King Cornea, the Ghoul Master himself, is no exception to this and is a complete pushover. One thing I'd like to note is Ghoul School reminds me a bit of Zelda 2, but I think it's mostly due to the fact that Spike's walking animation is nearly identical to Link's. Sadly, that's about the best thing I can say about Ghoul School. Everything looks the same, the monsters are boring, exploring Cool School is about as much fun as doing actual homework, and at the end of the day, Ghoul School amounts to nothing more than a test of patience. A test which it fails miserably and scores an F-. I give Ghoul School a tedious 1 out of 5.